Hey and welcome back to the channel. I've got something I'm super excited to show you today as part of the weekly budget. I felt a bit lost during the week as I wasn't as in love with how I was budgeting as I first thought, and so as an early birthday present to myself, I've actually brought myself a printer and made my own sheets. So before we get into that and showing you my actual things that I've made, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to the channel. 80% of the people that have been viewing my videos aren't actually subscribed. So I'd be really happy if you could do that and come join us over here. We're really quite friendly. The whole community is, it's like nothing I've ever known before. They're so welcoming and anybody is just happy to help anybody. I've never met such a group of people that are so kind before. And if you are one of those people that are in the community already and have subscribed, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm really happy to have you here. I'm so happy that you decide to spend your time with me. So before I do show you these, I just do want to put it out there that I am a complete amateur, and it's completely thanks to Fuchsia Budgets that I have had the courage to make these. I will link her in the description below, but she is a bit of a bigger channel than me. She kind of gave me the last final kick that I needed to actually go out and just treat myself. I have been dealing with a lot of kind of guilt for spending the money out the wallet, because I did originally take the money for the printer from the emergency fund, and then I needed to kind of have a word with myself that it's okay to actually spend the money as it's our money, and yes, it's in an emergency fund, but I need to not feel guilty about spending that money as it's there to be spent when needed. And I don't want to get into the kind of headspace where I feel like I am just putting that money away and it's to never be spent, because life is for living and not just for saving money. And it's great that it's going to be there, and I really want it to be there for in case of emergency, but I do also need to give myself a little bit of a leeway and understand that it's okay to spend the money that we're saving, as long as I don't go completely crazy and spend the whole thing. So I am treating it as a birthday present to myself, the printer that is, just to kind of justify to myself that spending it is okay and I didn't just spend it as a whim. So I just want to show you my new sheets. So this is what I've came up with, and this is this week's budget. I have written it out earlier because we are going to see my partner's family tomorrow, I think it is. It's either tomorrow or Sunday, and I wanted to get things budgeted even though the money's not in the account, because I know what to expect. I wouldn't normally get this carer's allowance until Monday, but with it being a bank holiday, it will hit the account earlier, so I have budgeted it in for the Monday. So this is how I've set up my weekly budgets. It is completely simple. I wasn't gonna do something that was like over the top because I just don't have the skills there. But I have an income box with a rollover, because I am planning that anything down here that we have left will be put into a monthly envelope, and then it will go to my important savings envelopes, which we'll get into a second, because I am kind of rejigging my thoughts around saving, because I feel like I was getting into kind of like a grey area of thinking that this money has been put for this and I cannot touch it, and that shouldn't be how it should be. So we've had a weekly payment in of £66.82, which a family member transfers over to us every Friday, paying back some money that we borrowed out quite a while ago. And the carer's allowance of £278.80 has come in for a total of £345.62. And out of our monthly envelopes that we save at the beginning of every month, out of our main income, which is my wages, my partner's wages, the universal credit that we get, and sometimes it's child benefit depending on which day that falls. So we've taken £20 out of the petrol that was left over for this week, and £10 out of the family wallet that was left over for this budgeted week. So that gives us £375.62 in total, adding this and this together. And then into the weekly envelopes, I am going to put £40 in petrol, because of this is more than what it would normally be, but we are driving down to my partner's family, as I said, and they are an hour and a half drive away. In the family wallet, we are putting 30. It is a bit hard to see on the camera as I accidentally put 20 and then realised my sums weren't added up, and I owed us another £10 for the family wallet. Me and my partner will get £10 each, and for lunch boxes, which is going to be an important weekly one when I do start needing to use it, which is why I've put it in on the computer. This originally starting next week will get £5 for the children once they restart school, but as of this week we don't need it, so that gets £0, and there is £6.82 left in the bank that we can't draw out because I use the cash machine and not go to the actual bank. So I'm going to roll over £278.80. Sorry, this is going to get a bit confusing, so please deal with me. Carers allowance in the UK is paid every 4 weeks, and child benefit is paid every 4 weeks, but I use that amount, I leave it in the bank and use it towards the main monthly direct debits, as all of my bills are paid direct debit, and then whatever cash is left over then I put into wallets. So I'm going to roll this over until we hit our September, which will start here, and I have printed out a monthly tracker, which I will do not for the main spending, as I have a space here that I'm going to do my weekly spending on. So on the 28th, which is tomorrow, I'm going to put £20 into the car, and this is going in early because I have to drive half an hour away, as I have an interview, which I'm so excited about. I have been applying for jobs because of the uncertainty that I spoke about in my partner's job, which now seems like isn't going to happen. They just for a quick update, my partner works for Cineworld, and it broke in the news that they might be going into bankruptcy, which means then that my partner may lose his job, but that hasn't come to light just yet. They have admitted that they're filing for bankruptcy in America, and they don't think it would affect the UK. Now, we don't want to rest on just their word of you don't have to worry, because if it does come to the point where we do have to worry, we would have left it too late. So proactively, I have been searching for work. So I have applied for a job. I got a call back today, and they asked me to go for an interview tomorrow. So please wish me luck that I do get that. It will be a flexible job, so I'll be able to work it around the children being at school as well. So I really hope that I get it. So yeah, this is the sheet that I made, and that's done. So sorry, jumping back to where we were, I will be using this as of September. I will be any dates that we get, like my son has an optician's appointment, and I can't remember the date off the top of my head, so if I have this I can just quickly flick into it and see the date of his optician's appointment. So what I will do, instead of writing down everything we spend in the day, I will track it over here in these sheets, just here, and then I will total up how much we spend in the day, and then I will write it in. So if we have a no spend day, I'll just write no spend. If we spend, for example, £2 on Friday, I'll write £2 total there, but I will rely more on this for the actual full breakdown, if that makes sense. So then, just to show something else that I feel like in this headspace that I wanted to make is an energy fund tracker. What I have done is I've gone back into my budget, because it felt like I was just saving for the sake of saving, and I had no real big goals to save towards. So I have sat down and I've written down my envelopes in order of how I want to save them. So our main important goal for the long term is to save 1,500 on the emergency, and this star means that I've made a little tracker for it. So each one of these will be £20, and after all of these have been done, there will be a total of £1,500 in the emergency fund. Now I realise that it might come a time before I fill this up that I will have to use some money out of the emergency fund, but I can just reprint that, and we'll deal with that as it is. So while I'm just here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to count how much money we have currently in the emergency fund. I'm pretty sure it was 150, and then I spent the money on the printer, so we should have 100 in here. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 and 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that back in there, And I'm going to we'll do the pink highlighter being as this one's pink, and I'll colour in £100 worth of emergency fund. That is £100 marked off already for the emergency fund, and I do have a lever arch folder with the pocket inserts that I will be putting these in, so that one's done. And I do have one for the holiday fund, but currently right now we don't have any in the holiday fund, so that won't be coloured off yet until next month when we start with the tracker. So that's those. So back to this. In the emergency we want to have 1,500. Our next importance is the house. We currently live in my mum's house. We were in a private rent previously, and the landlord didn't want to fix anything, and I didn't feel like it was safe for my children, and it was making me quite mentally ill. And my mum lives in a 3-bed house, so it just made sense to come here. So we want to save £500 as we are on the council register right now to move house, and it seems like the most down payment they would need for a house is £500, as the previous landlord has quite scared us for going into private rent again. So we'll either stay here or move into a council house, or maybe buy our own, depending on how this goes. So then we want to save a £500 buffer for the car. We are at around £120 in our wallet right now, but we have MOTs due, so this will drop down, and then I will create a saving sheet for this going forward. So the secondary wallets that we want to save for is for the birthday, and both the children get £200 each as a maximum. Both children do want parties this year, as they didn't get one previously due to COVID, and they both want soft play parties. So one is in December and one is in February. Christmas we want to save £500 for the remainder of this year. Their main present they want to ask for is a iPad, as they have like the Amazon Fire tablets, and they're getting really slow and quite outdated now. So they want an iPad each, and I previously bought myself an iPad and I don't really use it at all, so I'm gonna hand that down to one of the children and then buy another one just to save buying another 2 and then just having one sat on the side, so it just makes it easier on the budget. Holiday we want £600 saved, which is what's on the saving sheet just over there. That's not needed until August, so we have a whole year for that. Clothes we want to max it out at £100. School will be maxed out at £150, but that's not needed again till August, as I've bought everything for this year. And if we have any extra after all of these, we want to save £100 for days out, and haircuts we want to put £50 into the wallet. That will cover 2 cuts just in case we can't afford it 1 month, or my partner doesn't go monthly, he goes as and when he feels like he needs a cut, but it's never less than a month. And then Mr. and Mrs. Save, we don't have a top amount, we'll just save as we will. My partner has already said he wants to put this towards FIFA, which I don't understand. It's exactly the same game. I've said before, it makes absolutely no sense to me that he keeps spending 60 to 80 pence per year just to play the same game that he already has. But yeah, and for Mrs. Save, I will either use that money towards going to see the Harry Potter studio tour, because I've wanted to go for so long, but it's just such a big expense. For my family it will cost £160, and that is just to get into the studios. That's not including travel down to London, and if we decide to stay there plus lunch, it's going to cost towards £500 for us to be down there. So yeah, that's a bit out the way, and if that doesn't get saved, then it will be used towards the Harry Potter Xbox game that's due to come out, that keeps being pushed back. So that's what we want to work towards, and I think that's all for this video. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. It means the absolute world to me that there are now over 320 people that have subscribed to my channel. I didn't expect to be anywhere near that. I thought maybe I'd get like a maximum of 50. So to see the number keep topping up is absolutely crazy, as I'm just a mother that sits on my bed cross-legged talking about our budget. It doesn't seem real to me that 320 people have enjoyed my videos enough to click the subscribe button. I am thinking of doing a giveaway if I hit 500. I don't know what the giveaway will be just now, but I do really want to say thank you for the support that I've been receiving. It has absolutely changed my life to do this budgeting. I'm going to keep rambling if I don't go. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you, and I'll see you again in September. Bye.